Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it is looking peak. There is literally no one in the squad. No one in the squad tomorrow to play Southampton. It's God, please have mercy on us. Please have mercy on us.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of news to go through, so without further ado, let's get stuck into it. I'm just going to whiz through like Wiz Khalifa with all this news, and then we're going to try and talk about Southampton match that we have tomorrow, and I'll do my lineup. Let me know what you think about that. So, yeah, let's get on with this. C345 Sam, you know he does a madness when it comes to team news, lineup leaks. He's quite accurate, and he's saying Thiago Silva is not in the squad tomorrow. I wonder who's providing this information. Is it Ruben Loftus-Cheek that's sneaking these leaking these news through to C345 Sam? Probably. I mean, there has to be a role for Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and why not leak the squad news? Thiago Silva is not in the squad tomorrow. Look, I don't know why I thought this way. I didn't know the fixture list properly. I thought we were playing Dortmund next week, but obviously for us, it's not next week. Next week, it's the other lot that missed out on this week. So there's no Dortmund game, and we have the entire week off until Spurs, I believe, and then we've got Dortmund. I find it strange that Silva's being rested for this match. But then again, fair enough, because, you have a whole week to recover. You could have easily played this match. I thought rest him if we've got Dortmund coming up, but if you've got the whole week off until Spurs, I mean, this is an important game to win, man. I mean, we got to start building the momentum. This is not time to mess about and, let's give some minutes to other players. Like, this is time to, let's get serious, man. Things are looking peak. 2 out of 14, come on, man. Like, no Thiago Silva. Look, potentially Koulibaly will come in, but Shield most likely will start. And then you're probably going to have Koulibaly. Maybe, I don't know, is it going to be Chalobah? He's not featured for a little while. Koulibaly just featured, so I'm thinking it's going to be Koulibaly, and I've got to back him. Next up, Mark Cucurella and Hakim Ziyech are also not in the squad tomorrow. This, I'm not too peeved off about it. This I can live with. I probably would have started Ben Chilwell anyway. Mark Cucurella has been a little bit indifferent in recent times. I'm not giving up on him, but this is probably wise not to be in the squad. Just ease yourself, man. Calm yourself down. You've been a little bit strange. You've been a little bit erratic. Maybe just reflect on your situation. Hakim Ziyech as well, not in the squad. Once again, I'm not too peeved off about this because, let's be honest, I mean, this guy should have been a PSG player. And the fact that he's still playing, I don't know where his mindset is. Yeah, still at times he does look all right, but then there are times where he doesn't look all right. I'm happy for Madueke to, start for this particular match. He has been starting. Raheem Sterling has been training as well, so potentially he could be on the right. I don't know whether he starts, probably comes off the bench, ease him into it as well. There's been a lot of players that's been injured. So this particular news, I'm not too worried about. Look at this. Reece James is not in the squad for tomorrow. Like, oh my God. No Thiago Silva, no Reece James. We are severely hurting ourselves in defense. I mean, don't forget, as much as I'm okay with Koulibaly coming in for Thiago Silva, Koulibaly's been strange as well this season. So I'm hoping that, he can continue on that good form or that good match performance that he had against Dortmund. But history suggests this season, Koulibaly hasn't been good. And then when you throw in no Reece James as well, and I get it, he's been playing quite a few matches, but once again, like, it's an important match. Are we bringing in Azpilicueta? Are we already disadvantaging us from the get-go? Or is it going to be Chalobah? Maybe it's going to be Chalobah on the right side. I don't, who knows? But to put Azpilicueta, I feel like we're already being massively disadvantaged. And we shouldn't take Southampton lightly. Yeah, they're managerless. Morale's down. They've been losing left, right, and center, but they're going to be up for a fight, man. They're in the relegation zone. They're going to do their level best to get the victory. This, for me, is a huge one. You have the whole week off after this. I would have thought that Reece James is quite capable of playing this match, unless Reece himself is coming out and saying, Gaffer, too many matches in a row. Give me a bit of rest. I need to look after myself. And I think recently Reece did say that, didn't he, in an Instagram story, or was it in Twitter? Or I think there was a video that was floating around saying that he can't play every game. He can't play every game. He wants to stay fit. So, but it's just, yeah, that lineup against Southampton is looking peak. It's looking peak already. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the nitty-gritty of some of the Chelsea news that's going around. Obviously, that was some team news. These are some of the other Chelsea news that's floating around. Look, this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to believe too much in regards to Nizar Kintela. I'm pretty sure Fabrizio Romano was also saying that Andrey Santos' work permit shouldn't be an issue. It should get done. But, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Chelsea have not applied for a work permit for Andrey Santos, as he is unlikely to feature in the team in the weeks ahead and will instead apply ahead of the 2023-24 season. Santos will likely go on loan before joining in summer. This is from David Einstein. Do you know what? This is what I always say. If it's not Orny, then don't get horny. It's simple as that. Orny is the one. Orny is the one that provides all these good, legitimate news. I feel like David Einstein is who we should be going for when it comes to news, who we should rely on. And he's saying that we have not even applied and he's potentially going on a loan. Look, it's a bit of a bummer. I really would have liked to seen him in the Chelsea first team in the midfield, get some minutes alongside Enzo Fernandez. I think that could have been a exciting combination. But yeah, he's not going to be part of Chelsea football team. He's going to be loaned out potentially to a team in Brazil. Chelsea have accepted a deal to loan Andrey Santos to Palmeiras until December 2023, but Santos gets to make the final decision. So look, it's a bummer, man. He's had a sensational South American under-20s championship where Brazil won, and he was one of the standout players. I don't know whether he was player of the tournament or not. Vitor Roque was there as well, the other Brazilian sensation. I would have liked to seen him at Chelsea Football Club, but it is what it is. But I guess something to think about down the track when we look at news from Nizar Kintela, even to a degree Fabrizio Romano with this news. I mean, when it comes to transfer news, I completely understand Fabrizio is the man, but David Einstein, he's the guy. Andrey Santos' work permit has been rejected. So apparently, looks like Einstein said that we didn't apply, and then this particular Brazilian journalist is saying we have applied, it just got rejected by 1 point. Don't tell me why it got rejected. I don't understand the nitty-gritty of why the Department of Immigration is rejecting such matters, but I think Chelsea did say that it just doesn't meet the points tally. I think he missed that by 1 point or something like that. Just doesn't meet that criteria. Something to do with his age, being young, this, that, the other. Look, I don't know the entire nitty-gritty. The bottom line is he's not going to get the work permit. He would have to be an indispensable player. However, this is not the case, as Chelsea signed Enzo Fernandez and have Zakaria on loan in his position. So it's not because of us bringing in Enzo and Zakaria. It's just work permit from the Department of Immigration point of view. It is not working out, bruv. It's not working out. Look, I wish him the best wherever he goes out on loan, and I hope he plays every single minute. And knowing that he's going to Brazil for a loan, I hope that he does get genuinely a lot of game time, because it's important that he continues to play. Now, look at this. Some big news in regards to Mason Mount. Liverpool are pushing hard to sign Mason Mount. A mid-contract standoff. Mount is believed to want treble. Wow. Believed to want treble his current wages, which sit at £80,000 a week. This is from Adrian Kajumba from the Mail Sport. Look, I don't know. Once again, do we wait for David Einstein for such news? Perhaps, but Nizar, once again, he's the one who's been beating up the drums for Mason Mount, and now Mail Sports coming into it. I think Simon Phillips recently also said as well. Look, this particular news, this channel, our channel, the other side of the coin, we've covered this news quite a lot. And my personal feeling, I don't think there will be a contract extension. Look. Whether he wants treble, I don't know about that. Tripling his 80,000 a week, like for him to think that way, that's pretty mad. But I do understand him wanting in excess of, let's say, 180,000, maybe somewhere close to 200,000. Knowing that his mate Reece James is on 250,000, and knowing that Mount would know, okay, well, I've been a player of the season 2 seasons in a row, and I've won stuff with Chelsea Football Club. I want something close to that particular price. So, I completely understand from his standpoint, but from our standpoint, the fans, we know he's not been good for at least 16 months. At least 16 months. If anything, I think he's declined. So me personally, I think he's going to leave Chelsea Football Club. I don't think we're going to get a deal struck from what we want. We want lower wages. We're trying to cut down on our wage bill, and Mount wants more money. So it's two poles clashing together. It's just not going to happen, which would mean we'd want to sell. And from that perspective as well, we're looking to sell some of our homegrown players to pick up some profit in ensuring that we don't get trouble with FFP. Mount is the kind of player that you want to sell because he's got a lot of market value out there. We could potentially get somewhere around 50 to 60 million for Mount. Yes, we might have got more, and don't forget, he's an English player, so there's that English tax. But because he's only got 1 year left in his contract, 50 to 60 million, that's straight into the pocket. And if he doesn't sign the contract, I think it's time to go. It is time to go. Bowley and his co-workers believe Chelsea could ultimately become the biggest club in the world. Chelsea's plan is to spend big on young players, but put them on lesser wages than previous starts. There you go. Like straight away, you can see lesser wages, build a young team. And yeah, I completely believe we can be a big club again. It's not to say that we're not a big club already. I'm talking about like top of the tree, top of that Christmas tree, if you have to say. We would have to be one day going into that levels. I can see the ambition from our owners. It's just, can we get there with Graham Potter? That's the biggest question for me. Is he going to be the right man that takes us up there? Yeah, time will tell. I've got my doubts, but time will tell. Breaking: Chelsea considering Reece James for future Chelsea captain. They believe he can grow into the role in the next 12 to 18 months and are giving him greater off-the-pitch responsibilities. Look, this... Ladies and gentlemen, check this out as well. Mason Mount has been viewed as a future captain for some time, but has yet to sign a new contract with his future in some doubt. Look, of course, there was some talks about Mason Mount potentially being a captain in the future, handpicked by Frank Lampard, endorsed by JT. But look, he's not going to stick around. Mason Mount ain't going to be a captain. You've got to have certain level of performance to be a captain. And right now, I don't think he's captain caliber. In fact, as I said, last 16 months, I think he's been on the decline. Reece James is someone, I've said it on this particular channel several times. I think he's going to be the future captain. Maybe not now. Obviously, at the moment, it's Thiago Silva. Well, Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta potentially will move on in the summer. And the secondary captain at the moment is Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva potentially will take over next year. He is staying for 1 more year, if you guys remember. Signed a contract extension, Thiago Silva. But after Thiago Silva, I think it is Reece James that is getting groomed for this particular position. You see every player when they join us, the way they talk about Reece James so highly. Opposition players, big opposition players, the way they talk about Reece James when new players come in, he's the first one who's greeting them. Look, he's I think setting himself up to be the captain of Chelsea Football Club in the future, and I'm all down for it. He should be. He must be. He must be Chelsea captain. So look out for that. I also think down the track, pencil down Enzo Fernandez. He seems like a leader in the middle as well. Just got a few glimpses of him here and there where he's dictating, directing, barking orders as well. I think there could be something there too down the track. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, conversations are ongoing for Mason Mount. Nothing is agreed or close. Mount decided to change his agent over the last few months to his father, who's dealing with everything. That is why it's going slow over these last few months. This is from Fabrizio Romano. So Mason Mount's father, Tony Mount, is his agent now. Look, as I said, these footballers, they don't have the longest careers. They got to make all their money right now and set themselves up for the rest of their life. Do what's best for you, Mount. Do what is best for you, Mason. And all of these proper chills, this, that, the other. He understands. He gets it. At the end of the day, these guys, money talks. Okay, money talks. They need to make the most out of their career. And if he's able to get a good deal at Liverpool, there's some names, the other clubs being thrown around like Man City. I highly doubt Man City would go for Mason Mount. No disrespect to Mason Mount. I don't think his skill set when it comes to, a lot of people say technically he's okay. Yeah, sure. But with Man City, positional awareness is huge. Pep Guardiola, it's not just about technical ability. You got to be aware where you're situated every second of the game. If you're playing for Pep Guardiola, you best believe you have a massive footballing IQ. And I feel like that's where Mason Mount lacks a little bit. And maybe down the track, he can still improve. But for me, Liverpool, that's where he belongs. That's where he belongs. Last but not least, before we talk about the Southampton game, Graham Potter said he will make a late call on Ben Chilwell ahead of tomorrow. Well, we already know Cucurella is not part of the squad, so it's going to be Ben Chilwell. It has to be Ben Chilwell. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we start doing the lineup, let's talk a little bit about this Southampton game. Look, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is a must-win. It's a must. You must, as they say in Big Six, especially Grizz and Toby. It's a must-win. It's a must-win. How many games have we said now in the past X amount of games that it's a must-win? Look, none of this XGBS. I've been bantering a lot on social media, on Twitter, and also All You Can Eat Chelsea. Check out the latest episode, All You Can Eat Chelsea. I've been saying that, look, I'm not down with this XGBS anymore. Like, it's great. We've been beating teams in XG wise. It's fantastic. You know, last few matches, 5 or 6 matches, Chelsea have been ahead of the XG against the opposition. Hey, but it doesn't equate to a win. We got to get the win. So this match, look, I'm worried. I'm really worried. I mean, are we taking Southampton a bit lightly with all the players that's already out of the squad and the players that are just coming back from injury? We're not going to start straight away. Defensively, I don't want to look shaky, man. I really don't want to look shaky. And, Southampton, managerless Southampton, they're going to try and put up a fight. Of course, they're going to try and show some sort of grit. And they love these teams. They love showing up against Chelsea, man. They do, because they know if they perform well out of their skin, maybe some of their players could get a move. It's an audition for them. It is an audition for them. You know, Romeo Lavia being one of them. So I don't know whether he's going to play or start or not. I don't know too much about Southampton news, but you think he would probably start. And maybe there's a couple of other players. Kyle Walker-Peters, his name gets thrown around. Obviously, we've got Marlo Gusto now, but it's all these players, and it's not just against Chelsea. They want to play well against us to potentially get a move elsewhere to other big clubs. You know, if they perform well, other big clubs can see, you know, that they have the potential. So it's an audition for them. It's a mad banana skin. It could be a big banana skin, but as I said, like, it has to be a win. I don't care. All of the things that can happen and what Southampton can bring into this particular match. The final verdict is it's a must-win. That's it. I don't want to elaborate too much on it. I don't want to look into the tactical side of it. I don't want to look into, you know, all the other aspects of the game. Somehow, Graham Potter, you're going to have to find a win. And if we don't win this, oh my God, you think the toxicity is peak now? Drop points on this match, and you'll see toxicity at a different level, at an unbelievable level, to a level that it's not going to be safe for Graham Potter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this will be my lineup. I'm going with a 4-2-3-1. I know against Dortmund I went with a back 3, but that was for a different reason. I wanted us to play counter-attack. This match at home at Stamford Bridge, God damn it, let's get a victory. Let's really put Southampton on the sword. Southampton, they've been rubbish, man. They've been rubbish, self-destructing. So let's get the victory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this will be my team. Let's whiz through. Kepa in goalkeeping position. I don't know what's going on with Mendy. I think he's still injured. I don't think he wants to be a Chelsea player anymore, so that's that. Ben Chilwell, I think that is already done and dusted, because we've got the leak saying that Cucurella is not part of the team. Some people might say Lewis Hall. Look, no. Chilwell, Ben Chilwell. And I know he's just coming back from injury, but, you know, got 60 minutes against Dortmund. I think this is time now where he gets to play the entire match. In the middle, Badiashile, he continues. He didn't get to play against Dortmund because he's not in the Champions League squad. So he comes in. He's been good. So he takes that position. And it's going to be Koulibaly, because no Thiago Silva in the squad. You may say Chalobah. Yeah, but Chalobah has not featured. Like, I don't remember if he's featured that many times since the World Cup. Maybe once, twice here and there. Potentially, Chalobah could be a right back, to be honest. I think it might be Azpilicueta, to be absolutely frank about this situation. Actually, I should go with what team that I want to see, right? I'd go with Chalobah. But I think Graham Potter is going to choose Azpilicueta. So I'll go with Chalobah on the right side. In the middle, Enzo Fernandez. And here, look, Kovacic was in the squad in the Champions League, didn't feature. I don't want to continue on with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Like, I need more. I feel like it has to be Kovacic. I mean, Dennis Zakaria is back as well, so he could potentially get some minutes off the bench, no problems. I don't think Zakaria will just, off the back of his injury, just comes in and starts. But I feel like Kovacic could get some minutes here. He can start, and then we can substitute him off for Zakaria, give both of them some minutes to, find their feet back into the squad. So, yeah, no Ruben Loftus-Cheek for me. Enzo Fernandez, Kovacic, and let me just put here Zakaria as well to get some minutes. Up front, Mudryk continues on. I know he's not been good, but we need to get him minutes and get his match sharpness up. And he's an important player for us. We need him to get into the gears. We need him to start performing well. So I don't want to put him in the bench. He needs to start for me. The more he keeps playing, I'm hoping that match sharpness is just around the corner. In the middle, there is no doubt about this. Felix, he's the player that we're looking to build the future team around. He's the player that our owner, Todd Bowley, is desperate to keep. He wants to keep this particular player, which makes me think Mason Mount's Tania Chelsea Football Club. If he wants to be a squad player, no problems. I've got no issues with that. But I think Mason wants to be more than that. So that makes me think that if someone like Felix is around, well, that's just not going to happen for Mace. And potentially this is another reason why he needs to probably move on. On the right side, Madueke comes in, ladies and gentlemen. He started the last match against West Ham, and he's actually played well. So I want to continue seeing him start. Sterling could potentially get some minutes off the bench, so no problems with that. I'm absolutely okay. Up front, look, I beg you, Graham Potter. I don't know why you persist on Havertz. Please give up for the time being. You've been able to abolish all these players left, right, and center. Time to abolish Havertz for a little while as well. Please give Oba a chance. My personal pick would be, honestly, Aubameyang, because I want to see how Oba plays with all these players. But I know David Duchess Fofana's name has been thrown around, and I've got no issues with him playing. But honestly speaking, I would like to see Oba. Because with this setup, I expected after the January window, with Felix coming in, that someone like Oba could benefit. I mean, Oba's not some sort of a rubbish player. Like, he's still got quality. And Graham Potter said there's no issues apparently. He's been training well. He's been behaving well. There's nothing to, comment there. So let's put aside our ego and let's see what he does. And of course, Fofana can come off the bench. I've got no issues with it. And if Fofana starts, once again, I've got no issues with it. As long as Havertz doesn't start. So for me, Fofana can start. My preference is Aubameyang. But if Fofana starts, I've got no issues with that. Just don't start Kai Havertz. Please, I beg. I honestly beg. So this is my team, ladies and gentlemen. Kepa, goalkeeping position. Chilwell, Buddy Shield, Koulibaly, Chalobah, Enzo, Kovacic, Madueke, Felix, Mudryk, Oba, or Fofana, doesn't really matter. There's still enough quality to get the victory against Southampton. And I'm still hoping at home we get the job done. So look, for me, I'm going with a 2-0 victory. 2-0, 3-0. Why not? We should have enough firepower up front. Yeah, the defense for me is a bit of a... Because, yeah, like, it's not players that played with each other. Chilwell's just coming back as well. Buddy Shield's the only one that's been the constant, especially in the Premier League. Koulibaly has been on and off. Chalobah on and off. So all of those people coming together, let's just pray. There is no hiccups. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, 2-3-0 is potentially what I'm going for. It could be a banana skin as well. Southampton, unknown, to be honest. No manager. They could be doing a madness. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought about everything that we've talked about. Lots of news that's floating around. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. Make sure you smash it. The growth of this channel is so correlated to the likes. So smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe as well. Let's get to 21,000. and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for all the watch-alongs. I'm still contemplating if I want to do the Arsenal game watch-along, the early match, and then follow it up with the Chelsea match. So let's see what happens there. But definitely for the Chelsea match, best believe we'll be there. By God willing, we'll be there. Till next time. See ya.